Good evening and welcome to Let's Talk Access, a social media program produced and presented by the UWI Global. Thank you for joining us from wherever you are on the World Wide Web. It is 6 p.m. in Barbados, 5 p.m. in Jamaica, and 4 p.m. in Belize. I'm your host, Cherie Glasgow. Today, we speak with three of our 2023 graduates of the UWI Global Campus, and they represent two of our global campus countries. We will hear their stories, learn about their experiences as they let us know how their journey from signing up for that first program until their graduation. My special guests today are Mr. Dylan Griffin from St. Kitts and Nevis, Reynold James from Dominica, and Hardy Bifat from St. Kitts and Nevis. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Let's Talk Access. It's a pleasure to have you here on the show. I'm going to let you turn on your mic and cameras and introduce yourself once again. If there's anything you want to share about yourselves, anything special you want us to know, you are free to do that as
Okay, good evening,
well.
everyone. Oh,
Good
sorry.
evening.
Right. So, my name is Dylan Griffin. I did my bachelor's in accounting, and I was able to achieve first class honors. And anything special about myself, I would say, well, I like art. I love every forms of art. So that's one fun fact about me.
Hi, good evening, everyone. My name is Harry Bipat, and I did a marketing degree at UWI Open Campus. And fun fact about me is that I actually love to read.
That definitely means you were right on track with your degree, but we'll get into that a bit later. When Reynolds joins in, we will let him introduce himself and tell us a bit about who he is. So let's start. Today we have two persons from the same island. Is that by coincidence? Did you two happen to know each other before?
Yes, we actually do. We went to the same high school. But Dylan is older than I am.
By a year?
By a year, I think. Yeah, probably.
Okay, not so far ahead, right under each other.
Yeah.
Are and introduce yourselves and let us know a bit about you.
Okay, so I am 27 years old. Um, I work for a destination management company across the Caribbean. That was actually my first job after I finished my degree this summer. So, it's been going well. Um, yeah, I'm looking forward to doing more with my degree. Don't just have it and sit there. I'm excited to, see where it leads me and maybe consider in the future, maybe doing a master's. I'm not sure as yet. But yeah.
Randall, are you here now?
Yes, I am.
Joining the conversation. Yes, let us
Can you hear
know a
me?
bit about you. Yes, we can.
Okay, good. Okay, so my name is Renel James. I'm from Dominica. I recently graduated with my bachelor's in hospitality and tourism. I was able to capture first class honors. One fun fact about me is I love cooking, specifically with doing like pastry. So I love doing cakes and anything related to pastry. I really love doing that. So that's a passion I had. So that's what led me to going into the hospitality and tourism industry from high school. When I studied, I did the full nutrition course. which I really enjoy. So it really taught me a lot. I learned from my mom as well and cooking from a young kid. And yeah, so that's what led me into the hospitality and tourism. And I'm really passionate about it, and I really would like to grow in the industry. And yeah, that's what motivates me, and that's what I really love and enjoy doing.
It's a pleasure to have all three of you here. I know we had a bit of back and forth with getting the three of you here at the same time, but thank you so much for deciding to spend this hour with us and letting us know a bit more about your journey. So tell me, why did each of you choose the UWI Global Campus to pursue your studies?
Who first?
Anyone?
Well, I can say one of the main reasons I chose the global campus was that it was around COVID, and I had reached a point where I said I needed to begin doing something. And it was complicated trying to look at other schools, so UE seemed the most applicable at the time.
For me, it was actually around COVID as well. It was January 2020 when I first started my first semester. I applied, the semester previous, which would have been 2019. COVID would have been like just, started. But before that, I was actually looking forward to going to Trinidad, but I never, for some reason, I just held back. I never applied there. I found about the UE Open Campus and I applied and I got through and I was so grateful because right around then COVID started and I am glad that everything that worked out for me because I could have done everything from home, while being on lockdown and everything like that. And it wasn't spending a lot of money. I could imagine like what those students who were on campus, they had to go back and forth. And I am really grateful, like, I did UE Open Campus.
Well, for me, it was in 2019. I would say COVID as well, because what I really wanted to do was culinary arts. So I really wanted to maybe move to a different island to study culinary arts, but then COVID happened, and then I decided, you know what? I'm not sure how long COVID is going to be around. So I decided, let me look into my options. So I look into Monroe, then I look into UE. Then I decided, you know what? Let me just do UE because at the time I was working in a call center and I could actually do UE online and still do my work at the call center. So it really worked out good for me. Then I decided let me just enroll into UE, and 4 years later, I did not regret it. I graduated with a first class honor, so it really worked out well.
Uh, So, based on the conversations or your comments earlier from all three of you, I'm going to ask you, what does access means to you? Because access is one of our triple A strategies. So tell me, what does access means to each of you?
Well, I would say access would mean to me that you are not being held back in that much restriction. You're able to find your way around, be able to speak freely and source to what you are looking for in a summary form.
Yeah, I would say the same. I agree with Dylan. Access means opportunity, privilege, you get through. Um, yeah, basically what Dylan just said.
Well, for me, access means growth, development, and I would basically say growing within your industry and what you're passionate about. That's what I would say.
Those who are watching this online, and who may be interested in seeing one of you the next 3, 4 years. I just want to remind you that our application period remains open for all programs for the semester starting in September 2024. You have until Wednesday, July the 31st to apply for undergraduate programs and Friday, July 12th to apply for postgraduate programs. You can log on to the website at global.uwe.edu/apply. That is global.uwe.edu/apply. So I'm going to ask you now, how would you describe your overall experience at the UWI Global Campus? I know you started during the COVID or close to COVID, but not only in that perspective, but in totality, how would you describe your experience?
Well, to describe my UE experience during this time period, if I may be blunt, it was quite a hellish and chaotic experience. It took a lot of mental stability and focus to get through each semester.
Give us any more insight.
Well, to dive in deeper, it's like let's see, for the first semester, it was going pretty well. It was like, okay, I'm starting out now, started with 3 courses because I wanted to just get it over with. And being able to thrive with working and still coming back home, going straight into like doing courses, assignments, and everything is clustering up. And sometimes it's like you're hoping that lecturer would understand what you're going through. So if you have like maybe 10 grade, well, not 10 grade. If I have like 10 lecturers, you probably get 3 of them who understands, and then you still have to fight your way through because no one is going to do it for you because that's your goal. So that's what you want. So it's quite not a walk to the park. Can't water it down. You have to fight.
How about you guys?
Yeah, UE is not for the weak. But hopefully by the end of this stream that our stories motivate those who are actually studying right now and newcomers. But it is not for the weak, and there had to be a lot of dedication, commitment. You had to sacrifice. It was a lot because juggling a full-time job, 9 to 5 or 8 to 4, then you come home and you just go, maybe you take an hour break, maybe you go straight into it, assignment till 12, till 1, and then you wake up next day, something you still have to continue, or you wake up really early in the morning before you go to work. It was not easy. It was rough. And but when I first started my first semester, when I passed that first course, I felt really good and I just wanted to keep going. And every time I passed, like I kept going and it's like I want to do more. Like that gave me motivation, you're doing something. And yeah, started off with 1, then 2, then 3. I think my final semester, that's my final year. I think that's when I did 4 course. Yeah, but it was challenging because you had your personal life, you had UV life, you had work life, personal issues. For me, I had health issues. I had a major surgery that it wasn't a major surgery, but it was very impacted my workload and everything like that. Yeah, it was a lot, but you just have to stay motivated, stay determined. Even when you're tired, you have to remember the end goal, where you went here, what was your purpose. But it was worth it to me. 3.5 years, I did that, and it was worth it to me.
How about you, Rana?
All right. For me, as Hadi said, UE it really isn't for the weak. You need to be determined. You need to have that drive, that motivation, something that motivates you. Maybe like thinking like a degree is gonna help you in the future, something. Because when I started off with two courses because I didn't know what I was going to get myself into at the time. So I was like, let me just start off with two courses. Then I did maths first and one English course, I think. I know maths for sure. Then when I passed the first course, I was like, okay, that seems really easy. But it was just like the prerequisite courses, so it wasn't so bad. But UE, I would say it had its good times, it had its bad times. One of the good things I really enjoyed was when COVID really hit, there were no exams. So I'm not too sure if they really implemented back the exam, but when I left up to last year, there still were not any exams. It was just 100% continuous. So you get to actually maybe I would say control your grades because you are the one doing your assignments and there's no exam to get yourself into. So if you really fail a course, maybe you did not push yourself hard enough or maybe follow the rubric to the T. Because there's a rubric that actually guides you what they need, what they need. Each section there's a breakdown. So it's just you to actually follow the rubric and do what you have to do and get them scholar resources because there are some tutors that would actually look for it and would actually penalize you if you missed one scholar resource. UE, I met some really good friends there. Two of them, which I still talk to, we still communicate on a daily. I'm so grateful for them because they were also a source of they were also contributed to me and yeah, so UE I would say is very challenging, but the degree is worth it at the end.
I'm so happy that none of you quit.
Yeah.
I know you guys finished very high in your year. And this quote by Norman Vincent Peale, it's always too soon to quit. So you just have to keep going. And as three of you are testimonies that there is something greater for you at the end of it all. I know you would have mentioned what your overall experience was, but would you like to tell us about what was the best aspect of your journey? Renault would have mentioned his friendships that were formed. What other aspects of your journey, Renault, were highlighted? And we also want to hear from Dylan and Hardy.
Can you say that again? You're kind of breaking up.
Sorry, what was the best aspect of your journey?
My best aspect of my journey was when I knew that I was graduating with first class honors.
What about you, Dylan?
Well, I would have to break down the best aspects of my journey. I got lifelong friendships, and I would say the material that I got from UE, I would say it's pretty superb material because even though sometimes the assessments are difficult, even though sometimes following the rubrics seem a bit tedious, but when you really get down to the material, it's really thorough and great material that you're receiving from the university. But overall, as Reynold said, when I finished that last course, the last assessment, the last assignment, and it was over, praise be to God. The best part of you finally graduated. Amen.
For me, it was the friendships, the classmates, the peers that you still had. Till this day, I still have friends at least. I would say probably one at least from throughout the Caribbean. I still have their contact. I still talk to them. Met some awesome people, you know. classmates that turned into friendships, bonds. It was really good. And yeah, I think that really was a gift. And if I was to actually be in a classroom setting, like a real like classroom, like on campus itself, those would have been my best friends or my roommates.
Global campus, we pride ourselves in being able to, our students are able to, are from all over the world, not only the Caribbean, all over the world. And we are located in 17 different countries, physical locations, as well as we have students from Guyana and other countries as well. So that is definitely one of the highlights of studying with the UWI Global Campus. So let's go a bit more technical now. I know Dylan would have studied accounts, rental, tourism, and marketing, and Hardy, she would have done marketing. Can you tell us, are you using any aspects of your program, and what aspects of your program you would say was more practical and help you now in your current job or would likely help you in your future roles?
Well, I would say that definitely yes, because even as I was going through the courses through university time and at my work, it used to be a little bit it's fine a little bit funny that every time I do something, I'm like, oh, I remember learning this in class. I remember learning this from this material. Like if I'm doing financial management, government accounting, it's like, oh, okay, I understand this clearly. So it starts to like really see the knowledge being played out with your work, especially if you like make sure that you're retaining the information. But even if you can't retain information, you still have access to it and you save it and you'll be like, okay, I know this from somewhere. Let me go back. Ah, there it is, and it keeps like bouncing information from between work and school, and it helps to increase your knowledge even more.
For me, my degree marketing and the actual role that I'm in right now, it's actually tourism, but marketing goes hand in hand because we are selling as well, sales related. But what I'm looking forward to use my degree actually, maybe this year, maybe a few months from now, maybe next year. But I really want to get into my own I want to start my own marketing agency, something on the side until, it builds some couple good years and then you get somewhere and I can work for myself. But I want to do that. Um, I want to actually make a start because I know when I started UWI, I just needed to start and I couldn't believe that, time went by so quick. But that's the aim. I'm trying to learn some stuff online. I'm playing around with a certain apps that I can use to like create graphics and edit photos and photography and all those. So I'm getting there, but I really needed that theory at UWE to have this mindset and to have the knowledge to, okay, this is what I'm gonna use. These are the skills I'm gonna use. These are the strategies I'm gonna use to put forward to, you know, build this agency. But yeah,
Definitely practical skills you are able to apply and will be applied for.
All right. For me, I would say when I did sustainable tourism, it actually helped me in my previous job because I was working in during my UWI journey. I was working at a fully sustainable resort, and I actually learned from it. And even when I was doing my courses as well, I was able to get some information from my current job in order to complete my assignments and do other stuff. Even when I did my practicum, I did my I did my research at the current job. And when I finished my degree in December, I decided to look further, started to apply at different places, and because I feel like I could achieve, I could maybe do more with my degree. Then I applied to another resort, or a hotel where I'm currently working now. And I believe it's because of my degree that they actually considered me. And I did not stop there. I actually did a supervisory course with UWI even after I graduated. And I believe all that contributed to me getting my current job. I now work as a supervisor at a restaurant in a hotel. So that actually, I would say UWI actually helped me and helped me grow. And I learned a lot. And in regards to the accounting aspects of it, I am now seeing it reflecting again, dealing with functions, having to make bills and send quotations and having to deal with a lot of accounting aspects of it. So I would say financial accounting, it was a difficult course, but I am actually reaping the benefits now.
Definitely on the study impact still, or you're completed.
I beg your pardon?
You're definitely on the study impact still, or you've completed now.
The supervisory course?
Yeah, you finished.
Yes. Yeah, I completed last month, and I'm now trying to do another course in regards to wedding and planning. So I actually signed up for it already. It begins in July, and also I'm also doing the human resource course as well with you. So the short courses, they really help because they actually help you to grow further and know things, and they actually help you to grow in the industry as well with the bachelor's and the short courses. So they actually works like good.
So
And
those
they're
who are what?
relatively cheap.
Okay. So those who are watching who didn't know, we also offer short 3-month courses right up to doctoral degrees. So Renault would have supplemented some of what he learned in his degree with those extra courses as well to make himself more marketable. So, as you know, the Global Campus is the only one of the UE sister campuses that offers fully online degrees and programs. How did you all cope with the technology and online studies? Because I know sometimes that is a learning curve, especially for some persons who come from a face-to-face environment. How was it for you all?
Well, I would say personally, for me, I had love online. The reason why I love online is because I didn't have to deal with the hassle of going to a class, looking for this, looking for transportation, all that extra stuff. I go to work, I come home, I log online. I know for some people, they'll rather more face to face because it helps with their focus. For me, I just rather like log in, get the work done, look at the class, look at the recording, boom, bam, wham, over, do the same thing the next day, rinse and repeat the same week. So I had find the technology of it to be good. It's just that sometimes the sudden switch, because sometimes the learning exchange, they either update it or they switch it around, and I used to feel like they do not give a proper introduction with it. But when you get used to it, it's like, oh, okay, I understand it now. It seems better. But sometimes I feel like the switch could be a little more transparent. But it works pretty well though.
For me, it was when I first started. I had the mindset of I am not a online person. I am a in-person girly. I didn't want to do nothing online. I like my books in my hand where I could turn the pages and flip it and all of that. I would prefer reading on like a book, a physical book, than reading on laptop, online, all of that. But then when I tried at UE, Open Campus, it wasn't bad. And I get accustomed to it. And you have your materials, you print out stuff, you have classes online, which was flexible for me. I really loved it because sometimes I'm actually late to a class. I'm in my vehicle, I'm in my car, I have my laptop here, I have my phone on my Zoom on my phone. Like it was really good. Like I didn't have to rush to go to somewhere, or even if I was not feeling well, I would just probably lay down there and let the Zoom play. I would listen. And even if sometimes I drop sleep, sometimes I'm tired, sometimes I drop sleep, but most of the sessions, they're always recorded. So you have that ability to you could go back next morning. I think it's after a few hours you uploaded. You can go back to a session even when you have your final exams or whatever you have your projects. You go back to your session and you said, okay, well, this is what we did on that topic. It was really good. Like, I'm not gonna lie. Don't knock it till you try it. It online was really good. I'm not gonna lie.
For me, it was more of a convenience, and as I said earlier, COVID did some good and bad things. Well, as I said earlier, one good thing that it knocked off the exams, so we did not have no exam, 100% continuous. But with the technology, I used to listen to class on the go. Sometimes I would be at work and I would just have my headphones on, listening to the class and taking notes while I go. And it was really good because sometimes I would be going into maybe a festival on the way. I would be listening to the class. If it was a physical class, then I would not have the opportunity to do so. Sometimes I would just be logged in just to get the attendance grade. And I would just go back to the recording. I could actually skip through, grasp all the important information that I needed. It actually worked out good because being in a physical classroom, I would not have been able to work while going to school. So because I supported my financial 100% while working, if I was actually in a physical classroom, then I would not have the privilege to work. So I believe the online is really good. So because some people they are not able to learn over the internet, I would say they rather face to face. They rather see the teacher physically, where they could ask them question, like maybe build a personal relationship with that professor. But for me, the technology was good and it worked out good.
Definitely hearing flexibility, convenience, saving on commute time, as well as just letting you be able to balance work and study. So the technology and the online studies were definitely a plus for all three of you. And I hope that those who are joining us on our social media platforms are really listening and taking note. Please feel free to comment in the chat if you would like us to monitor it and share it with any of our three panelists. We have a comment from Dilimer Anton. He's telling Renel, go Renel. So he's cheering you on. And we also have comment from Narda Stacy. She is definitely saying that online studies are pursuing a degree is for the strong. So she's definitely encouraging you all as well. So feel free to continue to comment and we will read them and share them with our three graduates. So tell me, did you have any relationship with your global campus country site in your respective countries?
Sorry, can you please repeat? I think your
Do you have
voice
any
dropped a bit.
relationship with your global campus country site in your respective countries?
You asked if did we have any relationship with our global campus.
Country sites in your respective countries. So were you in contact with the persons at the site in St. Kitts in Dominica?
Oh well, for me, the most time if I really have an issue, I would maybe visit the campus. But I did mostly everything from home. Sometimes I really ask myself, why am I paying the planned fee when I'm not even going to the physical campus to use the campus or anything?
Yes, same as well for me. I didn't use the campus at all. I did everything from, my own.
So I would maybe visit
but I would always be in contact with the site coordinator because they were very helpful sometimes when you have issues being logged out and semester started and you haven't got in, or your results haven't come in, or you can't get to set up for a course, something along that line. They were very helpful, both from both Sinkis and Nevis end.
Yeah, that would be pretty much the same for me as well. Like I never really had no reason to go to the site unless I have like a technical issue. And I would say 98% of the time I'm able to do everything from home.
Did any of you take part? We have a financial plan. Did you take part in the plan?
I did
Okay.
the payment plan.
Yes.
I am grateful for the payment plan to this day. I graduated from UWI and I had $0 in loan for UWI. So kudos to me. I really took advantage of that. Like every month I would pay, even if it's two course, three course, I would pay every month. I would have a certain amount. I said I'm gonna pay, even if it's more, I'm gonna pay. And I took advantage, and that way I was able to manage my personal bills and UE. I was very broke. Don't get me wrong, but it was very handy because it works for me.
It worked for me as well because I took 100% advantage of it because every semester I made sure I went on a plan. So how I did it was I would pay the first half because it was required, and then every semester, every fortnight when I get paid, because I used to get paid fortnightly, I would just put down a percentage of my salary on it, so that I would not get locked out, because that's one of the that's one of the places I would say UE, when UE is strong at, when they tell you the deadline is there, and
Yeah.
if you don't make payments, or when you're trying to access the course, you just see please contact the accounting department to to make payments. So I would make sure that I pay every fortnight, but it's something that you have to be disciplined at. And once you go on a payment plan, you have to actually stick to it, because you won't make it out of the semester if you don't pay.
Yes,
You know
as
what?
well as well said, they are very strict with that payment plan, and after the warnings come in, you won't even get another warning to say that you're out. You realize that your login is restricted and you have to do what you have to do. Because I used to fluctuate with the payment plan. In my first year, since I started hot with 3 courses because it was just like, okay, time to get out. I want to just get as much done as possible. And then as I got more and my GPA was still outstanding enough for me to do more courses, I started doing like 4 and 5 courses. And then when I see the price to do 4 and 5 courses, like, let me use this payment plan, Don't mind the percentage discount. Because the payment plan was helpful to either to get it done because I didn't really want to go back to doing just 3 courses, and the payment plan gave me an opportunity to be able to like to increase my courses and still be able to like continue with finishing in a time period that I had planned for.
Oh, another thing I would like to advise the students who actually are going to UE, whenever they see the deal grant come around, whenever they see the email, at least take a chance. You never know. Because when I saw it one time, I said, let me just try it out. Maybe I might not be as lucky as the other candidates. But there was one time I got an email saying that you were successful for the Gill grant, and that really has me a lot. So I would like to advise, whenever you see the Gill grant, whenever just look out for the email. It's pretty much straightforward, just basic information that they're asking. Why would you like the grant, and some other information. So I would just say, just take the chance. You Zero from zero is zero, so just go ahead and give it a chance.
So true, because you never know what will happen, and you are able to use that to help fund your education.
Exactly.
So tell us about the graduation. I know last year we continued the practice with our virtual graduation ceremony. What was it for you?
Well, the virtual graduation, I would just say it was just a virtual graduation. So you just went to the campus, just took out your photo, and on the day, you just log in and just look out for yourself and just to. But we did had a local graduation with just the Dominicans. So we had ours in December. So that really turned out good. We actually had the gong and all of that. So it actually felt like a real graduation, even though it wasn't something across the region, but it was actually a graduation.
Have that experience somewhat?
Graduation for us, we actually did a it was a live Zoom we did with all the students in St. Kitts and Nevis who wanted to participate. So it was a ceremony in St. Kitts, and the Nevis folks, we went over, Dylan and I went over. We had to walk with um 2+1s. So it's, walk with two guys and you live stream, and then they had a little ceremony before the live stream. So we had to like walk across the stage and get a little small token, get our pictures taken, and then we wait for the virtual graduation to happen and we sit back and we watch it with our family. It was lovely. I wish I had the gong though. I wish I had the gong that we took the photo in to actually walk across the stage, because I saw other campus did that, but we were all in white, which was really nice, but it was good.
You have an experience.
Yes.
Yeah, so even though we didn't have the gown, I was really jealous that we didn't have the gown. But all white, and we had like what, a blue sash with the UWI crest and
Yes.
our flag on it. That was nice
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah.
And so the ceremony did made us feel appreciated for our hard work. So it was overall a nice experience. Happy that I did it.
So just to remind those who are watching, applications remain open for all programs for the semester starting September 2024. You have until Wednesday, July 31st to apply for undergraduate programs and Friday, July 12th to apply for postgraduate programs. You can access the application by logging on to global.uwe.edu/apply. That is global.uwe.edu/apply. So just to have a light-hearted moment, tell us what you've been doing for fun since completing your studies. You don't have to rush now to get to class, to listen to recordings, to study, to do assignments. What have you been doing?
Well, I've been trying to live life to the fullest, you know? Outside of the university life, you're like, oh wow, this is a social life. You see how outside look, you enjoy the bars, enjoy food, going out for restaurants, take a swim. You'll be like, wow, yes, this is life again. You appreciate it a lot more outside of you. You take on different hobbies that you never did before, like you may go and practice to sing, even though you can't sing, dance, go outside your comfort zone, try sea sports, and you know, you
Like if
just
you have
do it if it's fun.
a refresh time, so
Yeah,
you're trying to get everything in that you couldn't do while you were studying.
exactly.
Uh,
Traveling. I want to take up traveling because it was COVID, even though I would have loved to be on campus. I want to do some small trips and I already have some stuff planned out, but definitely live life. I don't have any loan for UE, so that's a plus for me. I want to travel. That's on the agenda.
Yeah, for me, I would say travel as well because I mean, like, who don't love traveling? So as she said, I don't have a loan for UE as well, so I paid it off my pocket. So it's just to just stack up the funds now and enjoy life. Try to get UE. Yeah.
So you're definitely going to be a lot of traveling in your futures. I wish that for you and hope that you indeed save up for that because traveling is not cheap sometimes or most times. So tell us, are there any family members or co-workers, friends who you would like to thank? Now is the opportunity to just give them a brief shout out, letting them know how they have helped you to achieve this journey. Sorry, this milestone.
Big thanks to my mom for always coming through when the payment plan is due and the salary is not with the payment plan date, and I just need a little extra. Mommy always step in and she coming through for me, so big up to my mom one time. But and the support of my family members and my little brother who always bring me a cup of tea late at night. Yeah, but overall, everyone that really helped me, church members, um, friends, thank you guys. And most of all, I couldn't have done it without God. So really grateful.
Well, where can I begin? Even though it's UE, I still have to say there's no I in team because you cannot do it alone. You really and truly cannot do it alone because first of all, let me just go in proper order. Let me thank God first because I know my parents are listening. So let me thank God first, and then coming down to my parents, I really have to give them all the thanks because there were times I probably look like I was maybe going crazy because work, social life, and Yui coming straight home doing all of that. They cook the food, they give you the tea, they give you the motivation because you're just trying to finish. Your brain is just clocking 24/7. Sometimes you don't even know what day it is. Like today is Sunday, and then when you actually look at the calendar, it's Wednesday. It's another work day again. So it just gives you a lot of mind boggling. And you have to really thank your friends as well because the support of your actual true friends really are helpful. Because even when the friends that you have like in your home country, the ones that you meet through UE, you cannot do it alone. You really and truly cannot do it alone. If you try to do it alone, you would fail. You have to be supportive of your friends, and your friend's support is also important as well. You have to take everything into consideration. So everyone that helped me, I just want to say thank you. I appreciate it very, very, very well.
All right. So for me, let me just say thank God. Let me just thank God first because without him, without life, I would not have been able to complete my UE journey. Uh, Special thanks God to my girlfriend as well because she was really my source of motivation as well. She's the one who actually read my work and tell me even when I was tired, I would maybe just write a fast essay and I'll tell her, yeah, go ahead, proofread that for me, let me, and just tell me if I do have everything. And she'll just point out like them simple little errors and special thanks to my parents as well. And to those who directly and indirectly assisted me throughout my UE journey, I'd like to say a big thank you. And as I mentioned earlier, to my two UE friends, one from Barbados and one from Nevis, we are still friends to this day. We actually did the same major, and I'd like to thank them as well.
We have 11 more minutes left in the show, and as we begin to wind down, I want each of you to really think back and think about where you are now and the journey to getting to the now. And what would be your advice to any prospective students who are listening live who would be listening to the recording and who maybe just be looking for that slightest push to apply and to get to possibly get into this finish line as you are here now, what would be your advice to them to start their studies in September?
Okay, well, I would say if you're thinking to go with UE, I would say go for it because UE is one of the school which I would say which is most recognized. When someone knows that you actually study at UE, like they actually give you your respect because UE is known to be a challenging university, and to graduate with first class honor, um, it will actually make you feel good and people actually consider hiring you. So if you're thinking of joining UE, I would say go for it. Do not second get yourself to not shortchange yourself. And UE is a really good school, and I would highly recommend it.
Sorry. My motivation to anyone who wants to study, do your research, do your research, go to the campus, find out everything that you can. Um, apply. You never know. Apply. That's how I got through. I didn't know like, where I stand, what's gonna happen. I applied, I got through, and it went from there, and then basically I tug it out. One of my weakest point for me was in my second year when I had to get a surgery. It was a kind of emergency surgery. I didn't plan that was gonna happen. I didn't, you know, I remember like a few hours the night before my surgery, I was up doing assignments, writing assignment. I am stressed about my surgery and I'm just still writing paragraph, and I'm tired, I'm stressed out, I haven't eaten, went to sleep 11 o'clock, surgery 6 o'clock in the morning, went to the surgery and maybe 2 days after came out, still in sick leave, in pain, like on bed rest and be home for like a good 3 weeks or so, and had to resume work like few days after. And I didn't even apply for any time off from you, anything like that. And I failed, of course. And I think that dropped my GPA. I was up like a few points away from having a first class honors. And I beat myself up for that, like, but after a while, I had to remember, you did good, you really worked hard, and yeah, I failed that course because my body I wasn't there, I wasn't in the state. I did over the course, but when you gotta fail, it really drop your GPA, and I tried for it to get back up, it went back down, and I think it was about, I don't even remember exactly, but it was 4 point something, and then it just fluctuated. But upper second class, that wasn't bad at all, and I'm really proud because it was a lot for me. And I know other people. I listened to other live stream that you guys had previously, and the persons who talked about their experiences and stuff like that. Some people went through worse, and people have their personal lives and stuff like that. Yeah, people went through worse, but I'm grateful. And you don't always have it planned out. You're gonna have obstacles come along the way. You just have to stay strong, be motivated. You know, if one course is one course that you can do and that works for you, then do that one course. Don't try to do 3 or 4. If one works for you, that works for you. If it take you 5 or 6 years, it's what worked for you, once you're getting it done. But don't ever push yourself to the limit that okay, you can't do it anymore. But I do think that UWI Open Campus is a great experience, and I would encourage anybody Like even if you're really in a space to like you have children, you're married, and you can't go after school, do it online, start online, you know, it's never too late.
Yeah, so as Hadi said, that it's never too late to start. And if you're thinking about the University of West Indies Global Campus, and once you're confident enough, once you're ready, once you take that mental check, then sign up, begin. And once you start, don't go in thinking that it's going to be just a breeze. Go in with the headset that you're going to focus, that you're going to fight through, that you're going to finish. Even there are days where you feel like you want to give up, you want to quit, you think about the end result. And hey, even if you have times where you think you need to take a break because you can only do so much, take that break, take a setback. Like you can always push yourself forward, but if you end up push back, there's nothing wrong in looking in the mirror and be like, hey, I tried it didn't work. Let me reset and let me try again. Because even if you fail, you do not have to stay there. If you fail and you stay there, then that's a problem. If you fail and you try to come back up with your best foot forward, then you will succeed. Because no one can take away you trying your best. Your best is your best, and you can always improve it.
Excellent advice. And to end on the quote, you don't have to be great to start, but you have to start to be great. So I hope those who are watching were listening and taking stock of this advice from our panel of experts because they have walked the walk, they have taught the talk, and they now are finished and have the rewards and accolades to show for their journey. So I just want to thank you for joining us today and making the program a success. A special thanks to our panelists. Cardi B Pat from St. Kitts and Nevis, Dylan Griffin also from St. Kitts and Nevis, and Reynold James from Dominica. On behalf of all of us here at the UWI Global Campus, we wish you continued success. We wish you every blessings on your lives, your families, your careers. And we also want to thank our team in the background, Patrick Johnson and Marcia Reed, for handling all the technical matters and any questions or queries that would have popped up in the chat. And to you, our audience, as well, for joining in and participating. So until next time, I am Sharice Glasgow. Bye.